Okay, and welcome to a bit of a different video. What I'm gonna start doing is covering news that come from Korea. Like, these are not exactly patch notes that will be coming very soon to NA and global, but it will give you a look into basically the future of the game and what you can expect and how you can adjust your gameplay to prepare for these changes. And trust me, this one is probably the biggest update to the whole game that I've ever seen. Like the biggest. Trust me on this one. So let's get started. There will be quite a bit, so I will make a little bit of a longer video, but yeah, trust me, all of this information is super useful. It includes how daily dungeons will be done. It will include info about raids, about CHAKRAM dancers and boomerang warriors. There will be some skill info for those, so yeah, keep watching and let's go. So first of all, there will be a complete overhaul of Essence Dungeon and Path of Growth, and Expeditions as well. So first of all, the daily limits or the daily recharges are getting removed, and instead those entries are getting replaced by energy, which will recharge, it seems like hourly. And also all of that energy will be merged into one, meaning that even if you don't want to, for example, do Essence Dungeon tickets, you can focus all of your resources to something like Expedition or Path of Growth. On top of that, as you can see, the daily limits and the daily refresh limits will be completely removed, and you will be able to refresh as much as you want. Probably something similar to how Sky Arena works. Now, because there will be changes to dungeons, it seems like daily and weekly challenges are also getting removed, and there will probably be rewards for individual energy so that you can use it wherever you like. And the same for repeat quest, of course, since it previously gave different tickets, that one will seems to be changing to energy instead of individual tickets. Also, another massive change is that both summoner as well as monster levels are getting bumped up to a maximum of level 80. So for summoners, there will be 5 extra transcendence levels, and these will be increased by 2 levels each. And it looks like if you have already transcended to the maximum, you will not need to expand your levels further. From the looks of it, it looks like previously each transcendence increased your level by 2, but now it will increase by 4. So if you are already level 70, it looks like you will be level 80 right off the bat. But if you are someone who only has, for example, 3 transcendences, instead of being level 66, your maximum will be level 72. And for monsters, there will be 2 additional upgrades for 5 levels each. So it looks like instead of being level 70, you will get an additional upgrade to level 75 and level 80. Hero area quests will be changed to monthly ones instead of weekly ones, it seems. Some changes to mining, so regardless of which quality tool you have, the gathering will be capped at 2 seconds, and the rarity will simply determine the durability of the item. And it seems like to boost up the mining speeds, all of the ores or plants, instead of being either 3 or 10 nodes, will be changed to 10 nodes for all of them. It seems like Moon Shadow, so this is the battlefield, the very first battlefield where you can still get Skystones. It looks like the rewards for Skystones are getting completely removed from it, and instead of it, you will be receiving similar rewards to how you get from Capture the Flag, so gold and a lot of seals. And the mode itself, it looks like mining is finally getting removed, and instead you will be able to get these unrefined Skystones from killing various mobs. But now I know you're saying this was the main source of Skystones. What will we do? Keep in mind that Expedition is getting merged into the main pool. So one of the main ways, in my opinion, will be by collecting additional Expedition entries using that energy. So you will still have a decent way to get Skystones from there. Now, there are a lot of miscellaneous changes, so if you are interested in the smaller details, you can stop the video and read through them here. I will jump into the more exciting part, which is the main new monster skills for Chakram dancers and boomerang warriors. So the fire Chakram will have a defense break, a ranged stun, and increased damage when attacking together with the Boomerang Warrior. And a quick note, if you have played Summoners War Sky Arena, I'm looking at the skills, and the skills are very similar to how they work in that game. So if you're familiar with the twins in Sky Arena, you will pretty much understand how they will work in here. And that means that for the water one, she will help an ability that removes debuffs on her. The translation is very interesting here, dispels dogs, but basically removes debuffs and gives her attack power, and her other skill will essentially ignore defense if the target's HP is less than 50%. And the damage looks like it will scale in proportion to the target's lost HP. The wind one, it seems like, will have a defense break as well as a heal block, and her damage appears to be fixed at 10% of target's max HP when using a skill. I'm assuming double attack will be a skill, so we can see some damage that does not scale with any crit damage or anything like that. Fixed damage means that it fully ignores defense, fully ignores everything. It basically just deals a fixed 10% of an enemy's HP. The light one appears to be able to stun and apply bleed on the effect, and it will increase duration of debuffs when attacking together with the Boomerang Warrior. The dark CHAKRAM dancer seems to be able to remove, I'm not sure if the translation is correct, but it's gonna be either a attack buff, but the more likely scenario is that she will be able to remove any buff from the enemy and applies poison when successfully removed. And when attacking together with a Boomerang Warrior, she will be able to remove all beneficial effects on the target, and the poison is dispelled as well. So I'm assuming this means that whenever the CHAKRAM dancer attacks the enemy, the Boomerang Warrior with her attack will be able to strip debuffs as well. And some info about the interaction. So each time CHAKRAM dancer uses her first skill, she basically brings the Boomerang Warrior together with her to use either her basic attack or her skill as well. That's still a bit unknown. And now the Fire Boomerang Warrior, it looks like she will have an irresistible stun. This means that you do not need any accuracy on it, as the enemy simply, basically enemy's resistance does not matter. The stun will be applied regardless. If it works the same way as in the base game, this means that you will need the CHAKRAM dancer to attack together to ensure the irresistible stun, but we'll see how it works here. And additionally, stuns nearby targets and increases the damage dealt to the stun target. So if a target has a stun, similar to how the Dark Monkey King worked before the buff, the damage seems to be boosted. And it looks like it also decreases defense in double attack, but I'm not sure whether that means that only when attacking with a paired Fire CHAKRAM dancer or with any CHAKRAM dancer, because if it's any, that's quite OP. A stun and a defense break is a very powerful combo. I would say very similar to what even the Dark Desert Queen has. The Water Boomerang Warrior will seem to have increased damage based on her attack speed, and her debuffs include the inability to receive a heal block, defense break, and attack break, so very similar to what it was in the base game. And it looks like she will receive less damage from enemies that currently have buffs on them. It looks like when attacking together with the CHAKRAM dancer, she will be able to remove one debuff on herself and increase her attack speed. Now the Wind one looks super OP, at least from this description. So look at this. If the target's power is low, attack power, so I'm guessing this is maybe a skill like if your CHAKRAM dancer or rather Boomerang Warrior has like 5,000 attack, enemy has something like 4,000, only in those conditions it will activate. But if that happens, basically the Wind Boomerang Warrior will receive, or rather do, increased damage, Oblivion, defense break, and attack break on the enemy. That is insane. You know that the Wind Hell Lady Etna already has a defense break and Oblivion on her second skill, and that one is super OP. Imagine adding attack break and increased damage on top of that. And it looks like when attacking together, she will also be able to cleanse one debuff on herself and increase that attack. Although this could also be a separate skill, because in the base game she did have a cleanse and attack buff on her first skill. The light one, I just read the light one. I thought the wind one was OP. Jesus. The light one deals damage proportionate to her attack speed. Of course, scaling with attack speed is not as OP in this game as in Sky Arena, but wait till you read the rest of the abilities. So it reduces skill cooldown when hitting a debuff target, and also reduces the enemy's defense, or basically a defense break. So she has a defense break, and on top of that, she can reduce her cooldown whenever she hits an enemy with any debuff, it seems. So hopefully it scales with her own defense break. And when attacking together, removes one debuff, increases attack power, and reduces skill cooldown. So it looks like this one may be able to cycle her abilities a lot. And yes, Martina, the Dark One. This was by far the most OP twin in the Sky Arena. And luckily or unluckily, I'm not sure which one you prefer, it looks like she will be super OP in here as well. The Dark One will be able to give unrecoverable defense break and attack break, just like the Water One, because it's most likely gonna be on skill 1 or skill 2 that she gives heal block, defense break, and attack break. She will also steal one buff. Strengthening effect, I'm considering it a general buff, not just an attack buff. So yes, not only will she remove it, but she will also steal it. Now, if she attacks with a Chakram Dancer, the Chakram Dancer will also receive that buff on her. So yeah, she stays super OP in here, it looks like. And the damage she deals will be based on the amount of buffs on her. Looks like that's the case. And yeah, another confirmation that Boomerang Warrior will basically use her skills whenever, or rather Chakram Dancer will use her skills whenever the Boomerang Warrior uses her skills as well. And just a quick sneak peek on how they will look like. So yeah, a few more miscellaneous changes you can see right here, the ones that I've showed earlier, but yeah, big updates are coming. I'm really interested to see the complete overhaul of the ticket system, and yeah, twins are gonna be interesting. Maybe they will be Nat 4s, but with skills like these, yeah, they're most likely gonna be Nat 5s. But yeah, definitely gonna be summoning when they come out. Hopefully this comes out in NA and Global, not too far from being released in Korea, because this is being released next week in Korea. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Exciting changes are coming in the future, and peace.